What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 1 of Let's Talk Nerdy podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about the last Ronin TMNT video game. We're going to be talking about Michael Keaton as Batman. And then we're going to do a special fantasy draft of Take Over the World and Save the World of the DC heroes and villains.
Which I will win. Figured out I went the wrong route, so I got with a sick-ass click and went all out.
What?
If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer.
You are now tuned in to the Let's Talk Nerdy podcast.
I love it when you talk nerdy to me.
What'd you think of my rap lyric for today?
I thought it was interesting. I
you know
don't know what it's from.
You don't know that's from the modern day poets, the one and only Wu-Tang Clan.
I can tell you that I didn't listen to too much Wu-Tang growing up.
So
I don't know.
I don't know if you know, like I got the new car, right? So I get the new car, and I'm not a big car guy, so I'm not, but the one thing that it does have is this is the first car that I have the Apple CarPlay or whatever.
Yeah.
So I can play my music without hooking up like any cords or anything like that. And I'm about that life. I'm really living that life.
And it's pretty simple, right? You just it's like connecting through Bluetooth, isn't it?
You just
Hit the button and
just
bam.
boop, hit the button and we're good to go. We're listening to Wu-Tang, we're cruising, doing big things.
Yeah, not in my truck. My truck, man, it's like a 2009, and so I don't even play music. Some days I just turn the music all the way down because I don't want to listen to anything.
Just old school, just AM talk show radio.
Yep, exactly.
It's awesome.
All right, man. Well, today, what do you want to start with? You want to start with talking about the TMNT? Because I know that's kind of your biggest thing, man.
Yeah, dude, we can
The
talk
Last
about
Ronin.
TMNT. Yeah, Last Ronin. I'm curious. I want to get your opinion on it because you are kind of new to the storyline. You just actually read the storyline in preparation for this, and I'm kind of want to know like what your thoughts are as somebody who's kind of new to this story, because I have in my head what I think is going to play out in this game, and I don't know if people are going to like it, but I'm curious to see what you have to say.
I don't know. So I read the Last Ronin like literally a week ago. As soon as I saw that tweet, it was on Twitter, on GameSpot's Twitter, and I was like, you know what, this sounds sweet. I have no idea what this is even about. And that's when I was talking with you, and you're like, dude, it's a 5-part series. And so that night, I literally downloaded the book on Amazon Unlimited or whatever it's called, and I just read it through the whole night, and I finished it literally in 3 hours. And to be honest, it's so much darker than I would ever anticipate a TMNT book or a comic or anything like that. And I thought it was just crazy, and just you're almost like, who is this Ronin? And then out of nowhere, it's like, I know who you are, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
It's people don't a lot of people that don't know the Eastman and Laird kind of series. It's super dark. It's not like the TMNT that you see after school on Fox, that's a whole kind of different ball game. The original comic, especially the first 10 issues, were really, really brutal, and the Last Ronin is supposed to be a return to that kind of more mature, kind of darker feel.
Right.
I don't know how they're gonna pull it off though.
I don't know. I think part of it is just like you said. It's in from the tweet, what it said is in the article I read is it's gonna be like a God of War, kind of that kind of play style.
Yeah.
Which I'd never really played the God of War, mostly because I didn't have a PlayStation for most of my gaming career, so I never got around to playing God of War, so I don't know too much about that.
I think it's gonna be more the timeline, right? So for people listening that don't know the Ronin story, do you have the spoiler button?
I do not. We'll make sure to put the spoiler in there.
Spoiler button is coming.
Spoiler.
All right. So I won't ruin it. But basically, 3 turtles are dead. There's 1 turtle left. And a lot of the storyline is kind of like flashbacks of how each turtle kind of passed away. So I'm curious to know how much storyline are you going to be able to play as the Last Ronin, and how much storyline is going to be going back in time and playing out things that have already happened?
That's a good point. I wonder if they do like kind of like with those flashbacks, maybe you can play as those other characters, and then
I
like the
think
main
yeah,
story is that's when you're gonna be. Should we say who it's gonna be? Like who the main character is? Should we
spoiler
ruin it?
alert. Spoiler
Spoiler
alert.
alert again. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, spoiler
All
alert.
right. So Michelangelo is the last Ronin, like in
Right.
the. So I wonder if they'll like have that main storyline, but with the flashbacks, you're fighting in like the villains and stuff, and you can kind of bounce between them. I don't know. But like,
So here's my thing, right? If you go back and you play the flashbacks, like say you play the flashback of you're Donatello, right? And you go to the
yep.
peace meeting and you get bombarded. Okay, so yeah, another spoiler alert. But
Spoilers.
yes, so many spoilers. Okay, but okay, how does that work? Like you're going into that situation to die.
Right.
So I mean, I just feel like it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to
Right.
get motivated because like you're going into a situation where your character is going to die, and
Right.
that's not like it's not like there's gonna be a triumphant moment of like, yeah, you've died a couple times at this part, but like eventually you're gonna succeed and you're gonna beat whatever you need to do. Like you're just gonna play this part and die.
Right. Fair
Like
point. That's like
how many people would be interested in doing that?
right. And I don't. And although I feel like so the ones that haven't read the actual like comic in the Last Ronin, they'll be completely taken off guard. But for like you and me, that I recently read it, but for you, you're gonna be like, I don't want to see one of my favorite teenage like turtles die as like a
Right.
brutal death. So
Yeah.
I can see that. So maybe they won't do
Exactly.
something like that.
And
Won't do something
then
like that.
how like this story like we're not joking. This story is very mature and very brutal. And another spoiler alert, like it does not end happy. Like there
It
is
does not.
no like happy like final success moment in this story. Like it literally is the end of the turtles. So
Yep.
like I just don't know. I don't know how it's going to play out. I don't know how accepting people are going to be of it, especially if they don't know the storyline, and I
Right.
feel like some people are going to be very disappointed at the outcome of this story.
Right. Well, I will say, so okay, we should probably also premise this by saying like this game is like maybe like a year or two down the road.
Yeah.
Like this is like early stages of the game, but the developer also came out, or not the VP of games, he came out and said that this is going to be one of hopefully many different Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games. So
Right.
hopefully, so maybe this is going to cater to that more dark side, some rated M for mature. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Where the other ones is going to be like maybe lighter for like the kids and like people that are more interested in something like that, the true or like the happier Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
It just honestly seems like a weird place to start, right? So,
Mhm.
like we said, the last Ronin is like that's the end. That's the end of the turtles. So, I mean, after this game, where do you go?
That's true. That's
Like,
true.
where is there to go after this game? You're just gonna go. You're just gonna say like, okay, the last Ronin was its standalone game, and like it means nothing to the rest of, this game or this series that's coming out. I don't know. Like, I don't know how they're gonna pull that off.
Or they start doing prequels. Like this is what happens before everything. You know what I mean?
I mean, maybe that.
But
I don't
it's
know.
all one of those things that's like, oh, like, but it's leading up to everybody dying anyway. You know what I mean?
I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited for it. I know the story, and I'm okay with it being a standalone game. And
agree.
just being kind of like a one and done. But I do think they're gonna run into some issues, especially people that don't know the story, being just not super excited about the
Right.
ending and where it goes.
Right.
I also hope they don't do that. Like, I know it's God of War esque, but I don't know if this bothers you. Does it bother you the kind of almost third person like kind of view?
I feel like it should have a wider field of view in its third person. I feel like it's very narrow in God
That
of
really
War.
bothers me. It's like
Yeah.
it's like Resident Evil. Like I had to deal with it in Hogwarts. Like it's, God of War especially. It's that third person shifted slightly to the right or to the left, and you're like, I hate this angle. Like it makes me sick to actually play those games.
Well, I wonder if that could be different for you if you had a PC. because you can change the field of view on PC. But we're
Okay.
not gonna get into that today because we know how we talk about that.
I'll
so.
have you know, little side note, because you're gonna be super excited about this. For those of you guys listening who know that, me and Bam both stream, me and Adam both stream, so I just gave up your streamer name.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been kind of gone for a while. I haven't streamed in forever. And I thought that it was an issue with my internet, my upload speed, because I would do a speed test, I'd do an upload, and my upload speed was like 0.5, right? So I can't even go live. Yeah, so I called Spectrum. I chewed some people out. I had some people over. They ran some cables. They did a whole bunch of work. And the guy's name was Ryan. Ryan, if you're listening, I'm sorry I chewed you out. I'm just an idiot. So my internet was totally fine. It's actually my PC. The Ethernet card inside the PC is totally fried. So I need a new PC in order to stream. And our good buddy Blue has kindly given me some recommendations, so I will be getting a gaming PC.
Let's go. We've been talking about that for a while now. But...
I'm not super excited about it.
Yeah, well,
but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
finally,
so get you off of that console life, maybe.
Maybe I'll play some games on it, but
all right,
we'll see.
I feel like we digressed too much there. I feel like we digressed.
Yeah,
but at the same time, we're excited for that PC because
it's just shiny lights. That's all. It's shiny lights in a box that costs too much money.
Yeah, that's what everything is nowadays. But
all
right,
I'm excited about it. We'll see where it goes. We'll see. Honestly, I don't want to be a stick in the mud. It's a new TMNT game. Like, I'm juiced.
Yeah,
I'm juiced about it. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna pre-order it. I know the story, so I know what's gonna happen. And yeah.
I will say there's one other spoiler though, Zags, or Dave. We gotta get used to that.
Yeah,
Adam and Dave.
Yeah, this is gonna be a thing.
Yeah, but there are some turtles at the end, aren't there? Like some little ones that she's training, so maybe they continuing off that.
It's kind of left up in the air.
Yeah,
but there's no
these turtles. They actually never get the powers. There's these loser turtles that like hold on to these like little sticks. It's like come on, do something.
She could like forget to feed them in like 2 weeks, and those turtles are totally dead. They never in the comics. They never really come to be anything. So we will see. Right, at the end of the last Ronin story, there is a Casey and April's daughter, and she has some turtles and trying to do. Well, we will see.
Yeah.
We will see.
Yeah, we'll see where that turns into. But I think it's gonna kind of target a different audience of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles too, in terms of the video games.
Yeah,
because
1,000%.
The 2D arcade kind of style, I feel like, unfortunately, I don't think that's a game that many people play nowadays. Or at least I don't play them too often anymore.
Yeah, no, I mean, they did Shredder's Revenge, which is basically just like a reboot of the classic arcade game, and Turtles in Time, which I honestly played, and I played with my brother, and I absolutely loved it. But I still like all that stuff, I still hook up the Super Nintendo and jam out Turtles in Time. Like,
you do.
It's definitely a game that was meant for, like an older kind of generation. Definitely not the younger generation, because the younger generation would look at a 2D side scroller and just be like, what is this? Like, this is the worst video game ever.
Right.
So we'll see.
But,
yeah, we will see. This one is definitely going to be more mature, definitely geared toward, the older audience.
Yeah,
and
the
I'm
RPG style and whatnot. So
I'm curious to see how brutal it gets. I mean, there's some scenes in there that are pretty brutal. And it's not like the kids' Turtles where they're just ripping apart robots. They're
eating pizza the whole time.
Yeah, they're not just eating pizza and just punching robots. I mean, they're fighting real people, and there's blood flying, and it gets pretty wild.
It's dark.
Yeah, it's definitely dark.
Yeah.
Definitely dark.
Okay. So yeah, if you haven't read that, make sure you do so. That's like for anybody that's into comics, looking to find a spot in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, I'm still didn't get into it very much, like other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but that is a cool story to start. So yeah, The Last Ronin, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, go read it. It's definitely worth it. So,
or going blind and
watch
all of your favorite turtles die.
Yeah, it's pretty sad, but at the same time, it was a really good storyline. Which I think that could bring us into our next topic of the new Flash movie. What do
New
you
Flash
think?
movie. I'm excited for
just-
the new Flash. I am.
Yeah,
I am
what's-
excited for the new Flash. I am excited for Keaton's return.
Mhm.
I'm just
I
like
don't know.
I'm from that generation, right? 1989 Batman, Tim Burton. Like I watched that VHS tape. Oh my god! Until that thing just my VCR was smoking. Like I've seen that thing so many times. Batman and Batman Returns. I'm super excited about it. Do you have the
Yeah.
trailer?
I do have the trailer. You want to
Yeah,
pull
let's
it up?
watch the trailer. Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
we'll
watch
kind
the
of walk
trailer.
it through.
Because this is what everybody was going crazy about. Is Michael Keaton's return is actually it's not just being talked about or anything like
Yeah.
that. Like he's actually in
It's
the
confirmed.
trailer.
Yep.
So I'm super excited for it.
Same.
I always thought Keaton was like the best Batman. Here's the thing with Michael Keaton though. So like I feel like when you're playing Batman, right? You're basically playing two roles. So you have to play Batman and you also have to play Bruce Wayne.
You
Because
do.
they're the same character, but they're not the same character, right? And I feel like where somebody like we're excluding Val Kilmer and George Clooney, but where I'm sorry if you really like Val Kilmer and George Clooney as like your Batman of choice, but like I don't know, I feel like Keaton just nails both parts. He's a totally believable Batman and just a totally believable Bruce Wayne, and the character just molds together like perfectly.
I agree. Although it might make some folks a little upset. They might say the others, but for me, I agree. And kind of going off into this with the Michael Keaton as Batman and the storyline with that, it's not gonna like they're ignoring the Batman and Robin
Yes.
events, and they're also ignoring the Batman Forever events too. So it's just kind of bringing in the Batman Returns.
And I have a
events.
lot to say about this because
All right.
the fanboys are not gonna be happy.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm just kind of like crapping on everything right now. Like honestly, I do
Crapping on
really
the
like
Ronin,
stuff. I do really like stuff. I really do. But I just want to throw out some points there that I think
You just
like
don't want to change. You don't want
it's
no
gonna-
changes.
no, I just want to throw out some points. I think it's gonna be significant. But let's check out the trailer because I'm super
Okay,
excited
yeah.
to see this again.
Yeah.
The costume looks so badass.
Yeah. Yep.
And I like that they didn't really make any tweaks to Keaton's costume.
Yeah, it looks very similar from like exactly what I remember as a kid. I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
that's Michael Keaton as Batman.
The only
And just when
changes
he came in.
the only changes that I can really tell of is like they made the ears. I feel like I might be wrong, but I feel like they made the ears a little bit taller.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, the cape and cowl is pretty identical.
I will say my least favorite Batman suit, cowl, everything is Ben Affleck's.
Ben Affleck, really?
Yeah, it is my
Worse
least
than
favorite.
George Clooney's nipple suit?
Okay, that's bad, but like the way Ben Affleck takes off his like mask, it's so like rubberized. It's like it just like flops as you take it off. It's like why?
I don't know. I feel like the nipple suit still got it for me.
Oh no. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. And then the ring of the Flash, the way
Yeah,
that it comes
so
off. Oh,
here's
it's so
some
cool.
here's some things. So that ring is significant. When that ring opens up and you see the red flash, that's significant.
Although I feel like a lot of the premise of like a lot of these DC movies coming out is all about their mothers. We got Batman and Superman. My mother, I want to love her. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, here
Best
it
part of
is.
the trailer too.
Yeah, best part. See the cape and cowl looks pretty exact.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so sick. So sick.
I'm Batman.
Oh,
Dude,
Batman.
it's gonna be so good.
It's gonna be so
Like
good.
I said, I feel like they have a lot of hype to live up to, but I just feel like the way DC has gone in the past, I don't know if this is going to be the movie that kind of wins everybody back. I will say maybe some of the nostalgia facts of having Michael Keaton is going to help a lot, but I also don't know if it's going to be like the movie to save DC universe.
I think it's gonna be enough, and here's
Think
why.
so?
Yeah, because I feel like the way that the DC universe is going, especially in comparison to the Marvel universe, the cinematic universe at least, DC really needs a home run. Like, they need a surefire home run because everything that they've tried to do has just really gone in the negative direction. And I feel like if Michael Keaton's return to as Batman does not get, butts and seats to watch this movie, I don't know where DC goes. Like, I really don't. I don't know if they just stick to like animateds and just give up on the cinematic universe because it just seems like nothing that they're doing is working. And if this doesn't work, like, look out.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think, obviously, it's not going to destroy like DC in terms of like the comics and like you said, the animated series. And honestly, some of the games are even so much better on DC versus Marvel. Like, Marvel doesn't have the greatest of games coming out. You know what I mean? Like, in terms of like stuff like that. So,
yeah, I mean, the Avengers game was absolutely horrific.
Yeah. Which we'll talk about that a little later, too.
We'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, the Avengers game was horrific. Yeah. I mean, just picture Michael Keaton, right, in 1989 Batman or in Batman Returns. Just like the thing that was lacking from those movies is like some really kind of like badass fighting, right?
Right.
So that's back in the day before like super crazy CGI and all that stuff where like Keaton's actually doing, or he's got a stunt double actually doing like, like moves and stuff like that. Like, think of Michael Keaton's personality as Batman with like the capabilities of the special effects of today's. Like, he's going to be such a badass.
I agree.
I feel like he's going to be such a badass. But
hopefully he doesn't break a hip. I'm just kidding.
Hopefully he doesn't break a hip. But I will say one thing, and I know I feel like I'm like kind of crapping on everything here, but do you know what the story is supposed to be about?
Isn't it? Yeah. The Flash goes back in time. He like gets rid of all the metahumans, and he's got to fight General Zod again. Like,
so
he like takes over the world.
Have you ever heard of the Flashpoint?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, this is supposed to be loosely based on the Flashpoint.
Yep.
So, do you know the story of the Flashpoint?
I know, like, the Flash goes back and saves his mom, and then he changes the future, and like a whole bunch of crazy stuff happens. Like,
right. Yeah. So the Flash goes back, right? The Flash goes back, saves his mom. When he goes back, he destroys the timeline, and in the new timeline, he loses his powers. His mom is still alive, but he loses his powers. And the only thing that he can think of to do is to seek out Batman to get help to get his powers back. But when he goes to Wayne Manor is like totally destroyed. He goes down into the Batcave. He finds Batman, just like in the trailer. But in the Flashpoint, Batman is Thomas Wayne, not Bruce Wayne.
Interesting.
Right, yeah. So that's supposed to be Bruce Wayne's dad. So in the new
do you think Michael Keaton is?
That's why I think
Thomas Wayne?
Like the hardcore fans are going to be disappointed because either way that this plays out, right? All right. So say Michael Keaton is Batman. He is Bruce Wayne Batman. Then the story doesn't make sense.
Right.
Say that Michael Keaton is Thomas Wayne Batman. Now the return of Michael Keaton doesn't make sense because he was Bruce Wayne. Now he's Thomas Wayne.
Right. So like you said, that would probably like irritate some fanboys. And disappoint them for sure.
1000%. So like, what is it? I'm curious to know like what it's gonna be. Right. So like, and the one thing that you don't see, I don't understand the General Zod.
Yeah, I don't.
Do you understand the
like
General Zod? I don't understand the General Zod at all.
I think it's just a way to bring in the multiverse and like the alternate timelines where General Zod wins, and you know what I mean. I don't know. I don't really like that, to be honest. I thought it might have some reverse Flash enemies. You know what I mean? I feel like they could have picked more of like the Flash enemies, not Superman's enemies.
That's what it. Yeah, that's what I was saying. So like that part where the ring opens up and you see the red suit. So in the Flashpoint in the comic, when he opens that ring up, he sees the yellow suit. He sees the reverse Flash suit, so that he knows that like the reverse Flash is behind all of this. That's a key thing. And then also the real storyline in the Flashpoint is basically a war between Aquaman and Wonder Woman. So that whole part is like not alluded to at all. I feel like instead they're gonna have this war between General Zod and
Batman and Supergirl and the
yeah,
Flash.
yeah.
And then
So
who knows? Maybe there's some like tricks up their sleeve that they're not showing yet. You know what I mean? Maybe there's some extra characters or secrets or like, you know what I mean, teasers of different characters. Maybe the Reverse Flash might be in it.
do you think they're gonna stay true and
I don't
they're
think
just
so.
hiding stuff, or do you think they've
I
really?
don't think so. I think they are gonna make it their own interpretation and give us something fresh. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what they've been doing.
But fresh
So.
never works.
We all know that too well.
Fresh never works. Like, if on the off chance that any like movie producer or anything ever hears this, like, just stick to the script, bro. Just here's why you stick to the script, because the fans that already know the story are going to be super super excited that you stuck to the script, and the fans that don't know the story aren't going to know any better anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
We'll see. I
This
don't know. I don't have huge hopes for this movie. I will say I have hopes for some of the, like bringing Michael Keaton in to kind of relive some of my young childhood days, like
Right.
oh Batman, and watching, like you said, watching on the VHS for hours on end.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I'm
Only
hoping
time will
this
tell, because
isn't-
this movie's coming out June 23rd. So
Are you going to the theater?
of course I
Yeah.
go see all my movies in the theater.
Do you?
For the
I'm just
most part.
wondering. I'm wondering if this is gonna be like a I want to see Michael Keaton as Batman, and then like I'm gonna leave.
You're just gonna or fall asleep in the middle of the movie.
Yeah,
I don't know.
like
I think it definitely has some like hope to it. And Ben Affleck came out and said that this movie is good. Like that's what he said, but he's also a star actor in the movie. So like I feel like he's got to have some bias, but he's like,
yeah,
I saw an article, he's like, I think it's really good and you guys should be hopeful and happy of what's going to come. And I was like, well, you shouldn't say stuff like that, because that makes things like get my hopes up and then just crushes them when watching
did
the
he
movie. So
think Batman vs Superman was good though?
don't get me started on Batman versus
Let's
Superman.
answer that question first. Let's get Ben Affleck's opinion on some
I
other
have
movies.
to save Martha.
Wait,
Martha.
your mom's Martha too.
Well, do we just become best friends?
Do we just become best friends? Yep.
Yep.
That's so whack. So
Yeah.
whack.
That's
But-
like a superhero version of Step Brothers.
Yeah,
They find
exactly.
one moment, it's like, let's become best friends. So
I want to see a good incantation of the Reverse Flash too. I mean, this is
Yeah.
the perfect storyline for the Reverse Flash. He literally is behind everything, like the mastermind behind this whole thing. And like, if they don't put him in this movie, I'm gonna be so disappointed.
Yeah.
General
Or maybe
Zod
there's, like-
is like, he's such a whack villain.
I agree.
Like, don't you think he's just kind of
Yeah.
like, ugh, you know, you're
he's like just throwing a temper tantrum.
yeah, he's just kind of like a sad, like, nobody loved me. Like,
Yeah. I want the attention. But
yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, I don't know. This is like the perfect time for the Reverse Flash. And if they don't do it,
Yeah.
I'm going to be a little upset. So,
I wonder if it's gonna be like, this is the start of the series, like the start of the flashpoint, and then like at the end credit scenes, that's when the Reverse Flash pops up. Who knows?
yeah.
But
I mean,
I think it could be pretty good.
They honestly shouldn't even have alluded to the Flashpoint at all.
Yeah.
Because it's
I think-
it's so far away from the story that it's only gonna hurt them. You know what I mean? It's not gonna get people excited if it's so far away from the story that it doesn't make sense. You're like, why is this inspired by Flashpoint?
Right. And I think one of the issues that like Warner Brothers have like kind of had is, or like just the movies and DC universe in general, is they rush their movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they try to cram so much stuff in one movie, kind of going back to Batman vs Superman. I think that could have been 2 or 3 movies. You know what I mean?
It
Or
could have,
definitely
yeah.
2. Like, okay, Batman and Superman are just fighting, they're hating each other. Batman's trying to take them out. And then something happens, and like, okay, Martha, like maybe that could have changed to something else, or like they're fighting, and then the next movie, it's like that's when Doomsday comes into the play. I just felt like it's so rushed to cram all that in a 2.5 hour
Yeah.
movie or however long it was.
It's a lot, and honestly, Batman vs Superman. I know there's people out there that really like the movie, but like for me, it's a struggle. It's a long
Yeah.
movie. It's a long movie to get through, where there's a lot of like there's a lot
the
of
whole
things
time.
being thrown at you that are super important to storyline, but also it's like there's parts where it's moving at a snail's pace and you're just kind of like all over the board, and
Yeah.
it really is a struggle to get through that movie.
And then the same thing with the kind of like the Justice League as well. They did the
Yeah.
same thing, and that's why it was recreated by Zack Snyder, which I still didn't think that was very good either. To be honest,
I don't think it was very good either.
They've been rushing their movies too fast, and then kind of going like, I didn't think Black Adam was too bad. Like I thought that was okay. Still not my favorite of superhero movies. It could have been better. Again, towards the end, everything just felt rushed. Like they're just rushing the end.
I don't understand, like, all right, so you got DC and Marvel, right? And you look at both of these studios and you're like, why is one so much more successful than the other one? Because it's not the storyline or the characters. I mean, it's really not. The storylines, Marvel has their great storylines, DC has their great storylines, Marvel has their great characters, DC has their great characters. So it's like, what is one studio doing that the other is not, to make such tremendous blockbusters and then to have one studio that does basically the same formula and it's a total flop?
I think part of it is they keep rebooting everything, where the Marvel is keeping it the same from day one with Iron Man.
Yeah.
And they just kept that same storyline going and going and going.
Yeah.
Whereas DC, it's like, all right, Christian Bale doesn't want to be Batman anymore. Okay, let's find a new one, Ben Affleck,
Yeah.
or who? And then who is it now? The newest Batman, the guy that wasn't.
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson. It's like
Twilight.
Come on, like.
Twilight
exactly.
Batman.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was gonna say. The Twilight Batman. And
It's
it's
Twilight
dark,
Batman.
man. That's another dark movie of Batman. But
Dude,
it's
I'm
like, I
not
think
gonna
that's part of
lie.
it.
I think Robert Pattinson did a good job.
I think he did a good job in terms of like he made it like a detective Batman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I felt like that was pretty true to like how Batman could be played. Whereas
Yeah.
like this Ben Affleck, I don't think Ben Affleck is a very good Batman, and that's
I don't think Ben Affleck is a very good actor. Like,
hot take. Yeah.
And
I agree.
honestly, like, I don't mean it like, again, it sounds like I'm crapping on everything, but like, I just don't think he's a great actor, and I just don't know if that part was like something.
His role.
Obviously, I don't think that part was something that he could pull off. I think they should have cast it differently, but
I agree.
we will
And
see.
well, yeah, we'll see how this movie goes. I think that it's got potential. I wonder if they can keep a storyline, and then that's the thing. I think they don't keep the same storyline, and then that's how Marvel's kept it exciting. At the end of every single movie, they have an end credit scene that's like, look what's coming next. Like, it gets you on your toes, whereas Batman, or like not Batman, DC, it's like, okay, like, that was lame. Now what's
Yeah.
next? What are they going to
And
reboot next?
DC's honestly done some post-credit scenes where it's like nothing from that post-credit scene has ever come into fruition. And you're like,
Right.
wait a second, what about what happened at the end of that movie? Like, it was supposed to be a teaser for something. You're like,
Right.
we're just not doing that idea anymore.
Right.
That's where we're
Yep.
going.
And kind of
So-
like for me, like what got me the most excited is when you saw Thanos at the end of the first Avengers, and you're like,
Yeah.
what is going?
Yeah.
What's coming? Like that's just sweet. And then like that led to the next, however many years is it? 6 to like 10 years of movies, and they're still making movies.
Yeah.
Maybe not some of them the best ones anymore, but
DC does that a lot. They just kind of allude to something that's supposed to happen, and then they're like, "No, we're not going to do that anymore." And you're like,
Right,
just
right.
forget about it. Just forget about that thing. It doesn't mean anything. And you're just like,
Right.
I am so lost with where you are in your own universe. Like,
yep. And then
So-
they started over, and then
yeah.
they're
And then they just
they're
were like,
forget about it all. We're gonna redo it and have the Flashpoint fake point.
yeah. Just forget about everything.
Yeah.
We're just a full on reboot. We're starting
Yep.
from scratch, guys.
Yep. And we're gonna cast, I don't know, Will Ferrell as Batman next.
Right? It's like you're baking cookies and like you keep screwing up the dough, so you just keep throwing it in the garbage, and I'm just over here like, dude, I just want to eat some cookies. Like, just bake
Yeah.
one.
Add in a whole bunch of different ingredients. It's like,
Right.
can you just do plain chocolate chip cookies and I'll enjoy
just
it?
do what works. Can you
Right.
just do what works and let's get
Yeah.
some cookies on the table? Like,
Yeah.
But-
Can you copycat Marvel in a way that like makes sense for DC, please? Like,
yeah.
I don't know, but let's see how this goes.
Let's see how it goes. I think maybe,
Yeah.
personally for me, I think maybe just seeing Keaton back on the big screen and the cape and cowl is going to be enough for me to be like, all right, they like got, it's good. Like,
Yeah,
whatever.
and I don't. Yeah, we just want to see Michael Keaton. We don't care about the General Zod who thinks he can take over the world, but we know, we have some characters that we think can take over the world.
Yeah, because at
What do
the
you
end of the
think?
day, nostalgia is king, and nostalgia
Right.
just rules everything. Like,
Yep.
I remember seeing the Power Rangers movie, and like, it's not a good movie. Like, I
Right.
know it's not a good movie, but I'm just like, Power Rangers. That was my
Power
stuff.
Rangers.
Yes, like
Right,
that was my
yeah.
stuff, dude. Like, I'm just so happy
Waking
to
up
see
in the
like
morning, it's like, yep,
yeah.
morphin' time.
It's morphin' time, dude. It was just like
Yeah.
it was so cool to see it back on the big screen again. So we will see.
Yeah. So we both think that General Zod's going to be a terrible take over the world, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I think this is. Who do you think's going to take over the world?
You want to do it?
Yeah, let's do our draft.
You want
Fantasy draft of DC.
Fantasy draft. All right.
Take over the world. Yeah. So next we're gonna do a let's take over the world, save the world fantasy draft of the DC characters. Let's see. I
We
got
will
a pretty
see.
solid lineup for my draft board.
We'll
So-
see how position goes because there's going to be one thing that determines it, and it's going to be the nerdiest thing that you've ever seen, and that's going to be the replica Two-Face coin. So do you want there you go. Do you want
There it
Harvey
is.
Dent or do you want Two-Face?
I'm taking Two-Face.
You're taking
Taking
Two-Face.
Two-Face. Don't you cheat me over there, Two-Face.
I'm gonna flip. Do you want to flip?
You flip. I can't
Okay.
flip.
I didn't flip at all.
Oh, do it again.
Oh, you lucked out. All right, first overall pick.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna
Go ahead.
five each. Five each.
Yeah, we'll do 5 each. 5 each.
All right. So the the take over the world fantasy draft of DC villains, and then we're gonna do the superheroes as well to save the world, to fight each other's team. And I think for the first overall pick, Dave, I need to pick somebody that's smart, detail oriented, right? He's gonna be the brains of the operation. So I think you know where this is going.
I think I do. Yeah.
Brainiac,
Okay. All right. Yeah, it was one or
solid
two.
pick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
well,
a solid
yeah.
pick. That's a solid pick.
Okay.
I'm going reverse flash. I gotta do it.
Oh, you didn't.
I
You
gotta
did
do
not
it.
do it.
You
That
did-
was-
I
that
know. I
was-
know you. I know you didn't see that coming. You thought I was gonna take somebody else, but I'm
did.
going. Here's why I'm going reverse flash. Right. You
Mhm.
got to take advantage of being the villain. So let's say things don't go to plan. We can go back in time and fix it. Why does Barry Allen not want to go back in time? Because he
He
doesn't
ruins
want to
everything.
disrupt
Yeah.
the rest of the timeline and screw with everybody else. But we're villains. We don't care. Let the timeline be screwed. As long as we're good, we're good. So I'm going reverse flash.
Yeah.
Number one.
All right. Well, then I'm gonna go somewhere a little bit more strength, power, brute, Darkseid. You know, I need somebody to take over and just like control the game with.
That was my number
know?
2 pick. That was my number 2 pick. No
I
way.
think he's the power guy, man. He's the one that's gonna hold the team and the most immortal one, and that's what I'm
Dude.
going with.
That really kind of throws off everything.
Yes, let's go.
All right, my second overall pick then, since somebody took my real pick, I also need a big brain behind the operation,
know
a
this
guy
is.
that I know is going to be able to get stuff done. I'm going Mr. Lex Luthor.
Yep, and he's got the money for you too.
He's got the
the
money.
money and the
He's-
power, the politics. He's got all that for you.
He's got everything. He's got everything we need to
Yep.
get this operation off the ground.
He's the Batman villain, or he is the Batman of villains.
The
Like,
Batman of villains, yes.
Yeah,
All
yep.
all the tech, all of the cool gadgets, he's got it all.
He does. He does.
And he's got the
that's
brain
where-
and he's got the brain power to make sure that my stupid plan actually works.
So yeah, then we got our Brainiacs, me specifically. So,
Yep.
but now here's this hot take for you. I don't know if you're gonna. So you took my number 3 pick. Reverse
did?
Flash was my number 3. Yes, yes.
Okay.
But my number, so moving my number 4 to 3, Gorilla Grodd.
I feel like you're going a lot of strength.
Well, he also's got psychic powers.
Yeah, the psychic
He can
powers.
mind control. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
the mind
Brainiac kind of
control.
can too. He's got the strength and he's got the power, like the mind control. You know what I mean?
This is a good team. This is a good team. I'm not super excited about going up against this team. I'm not gonna lie. All right, third overall pick. You're gonna think this is a terrible pick. I know you are, but I'm gonna go with Poison Ivy, and here is why. I can see it in your face. You already hate this.
No,
pick.
she was gonna be on my list. I
Really?
took her off my list. I was like, I don't need Poison Ivy.
Okay.
But here we go.
Okay, the reason you need Poison Ivy, though, is you need a seductive female presence to get you through certain situations. You really do. You need that. You need that. Okay, your team's going in, right? Your team's going in, boom, 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 heavy hitting, throwing blows. I'm just going to send Poison Ivy in and just be like, just kind of do your thing. And we got to get past these guards. And she's going to be like, I got you.
She'll use her love potion.
Yeah.
She'll use her love potion.
The power of love.
Woo. Well, that's kind of where my Gorilla Grodd comes into play. You know what I mean? The psychic, you have Poison Ivy for that.
Yeah, the psychic, I got that.
Here's my number 5. Oh, wait, are we number 4 or 5?
Number 4.
Number 4. So, okay, again, I have to raise one up. My number 4. I don't know. The way I thought about this is I need somebody to bring people back from the dead, and I need somebody that's immortal in terms of that. Ra's al Ghul. Here he comes. He's gonna be my guy that, like, you know what? You need to be immortal. I'll make you immortal. I'm immortal.
Bro, why are you taking all my picks, dude?
Let's go. Yeah, same mind, dude.
That's so deep. That dude, Ra's al Ghul is a deep cut. I cannot believe you took that pick from me. I cannot believe you took that pick from me. I'm going to regret this. I know I'm going to regret this. But my 4th overall pick, I got to take the Joker. I got to take the Joker. I got to do it.
I don't know what he's going to do against my superheroes.
He's a wild card. He's a wild card. Listen.
We all know the Joker.
That's the beauty of it. He's going to be so unpredictable. You're not even going to know what's up.
Right.
I can see you hate my team already. I already see you hate my team, and you think that you got this locked up.
Well, I honestly think most of my game is kind of like the mind game of where like my characters are going.
Yeah.
So my backup 5th overall pick, Parallax. He's feasting on people's fears.
Yeah, you got some deep cuts in here.
You have him?
I didn't. Here's the thing. I wanted to put him on the list, but I didn't. And I'm like, I feel like I should have put him on my list, but now because you've taken him, like I'm also just
You're like,
kind
I
of
don't
like,
want him.
I'm just like, yeah, like I'm kind of over it. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. I feel like I don't even need a 5th round pick. Like I feel like you just absolutely destroyed this. I gotta really bring this home right here.
Yeah. Better be solid. You should have done your research.
I need like a game changer, like a literal game changer at this point. I concede.
You have to have one. You have to have a 5th pick.
I concede. You've won. No,
you need a 5th pick. Come on, think of something. The most random villain that you could possibly think of. Your 5th overall pick.
5th overall pick. I mean, I might as well just go Harley. Like I already got Joker. Like I might as well just go Harley.
I knew that's
like,
what you're gonna do. Yeah.
I'll just all right. We'll just put them together and see if they can work some magic. Because I feel like I'm just got destroyed in this draft, and I'm not super excited.
But hey, we still have the heroes. But I will say, I think
I better do this. We better do this real quick. I'm gonna get into it. All right, I'm gonna let you pick.
Hold on, 1 second. Before we move on, I got you beat, man. I got you beat for sure.
I know you got me beat. I'm like, can you see how fast I want to move off from this segment? That's how terrible. That's how terrible I feel like I did in this draft. I'm disappointed with myself.
But also, it does come down to, can my villains take out your heroes, and can my heroes take out your villains? You know what I mean?
At this point, the only thing that saves me is Reverse Flash, and we just go back in time until we get it right.
Yeah. All right. So let's hear your heroes. You know what?
What you want?
I want Two-Face again.
You going Two-Face again?
Yeah.
Good Lord, man.
Let's go.
You got it again. You got it again.
I did. So
Go
I
for
mean,
it.
this is where I'm gonna go right away. So if you have Reverse Flash to change the world, I'm going straight Flash, so you can't get him.
I still feel like I have the advantage here because Barry Allen will not go back in time and change the past if it's gonna affect different things, and Reverse Flash will.
But if I'm to stop Reverse Flash, I'm the only one that can stop the Reverse Flash. So I'm going Flash as my overall pick, my first
All right.
overall.
I'm going Superman. Superman's OP.
I mean, yeah, it's
I,
OP.
I don't care what anybody says. Superman is OP. He's
I agree.
overpowered in the universe. I feel
That's
like
a solid pick.
you got to go Superman.
That's a solid pick, especially because he can almost travel as fast as the Flash.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Basically.
All right, here we go. My
I already know
second
what you're
overall
going.
pick. No, you don't.
I
You're
don't.
gonna be like
Okay.
Dr. Manhattan.
That was my sleeper pick, dude.
Oh, really? That was my second overall pick.
Dude, that was my
Well,
sleeper
I will
pick.
say I moved the Flash up. I had the Flash as my third overall pick, but
Mm.
I wanted somebody to combat your Reverse Flash. So Dr. Manhattan is my second overall pick.
Dr. Manhattan's a game changer.
He's
he really
solid,
is. Dude, he's
He
such
can
a game changer. I'm going
Snap
Batman.
his fingers. Oh.
I know. He could just snap his fingers and it's all
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, Batman's gone. Oh, wait, we're fighting your villain. So
Yeah,
But-
I'm going Batman. I'm going
I'm just
Batman. We need the tech. We need all the gadgetry. I'm going there. We're taking that
Okay.
route.
you're just going straight to the Justice League at this
Just a
point.
bit- just give me all of the Justice League
Right, minus the Flash. He's mine.
minus
All
the
right,
Flash. Yeah.
Here we go. My third overall pick for the superheroes, Martian Manhunter.
I don't know. I don't know about that. Why?
I just think he's got the presence, man. He can shapeshift. He can be whatever he needs to be to kind of save the world. And he can fly. He's got strength. You know,
Okay.
that's my guy.
I'm
That's
going
my guy.
Supergirl.
Oh dang, double stacked.
Dude, I double stacked it. I double stacked it. Superman,
the
Supergirl.
superpower.
Double OPs.
I just don't know if you're gonna be able to take over my my villains though. But
I mean-
I like those picks. I like you got both of the supers, like Superman, Supergirl. Well, I feel like so this wasn't on my original list. So my fourth overall pick, then I'm gonna bring Wonder Woman in. I have to have her in here.
I feel like that's a good pick. You really need
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I need some power behind me.
Yeah. Yeah. You really need that. All right. Fourth overall pick. I mean, I got the supers covered. I got Batman covered.
Yep.
I need speed. I
I
really
got
do.
the speed.
You got the speed, but I really do need the speed. I'm gonna go Lantern, just so I can create the speed.
Okay. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
holograph or like the power ring using a race car that can
Yeah, I'll
travel.
just turn it into like a supersonic race car or something like
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
That works. All right, here's another. I think a sleeper pick for my fifth overall. I don't know, Raven.
But why?
Why, dude? Maybe it's because I just watched the Titans recently, but I feel
Did
like
you?
she's got like a sleeper power where she's like she can bring like demons and just like destroy people out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
originally had Firestorm in this spot, but I was like, I think Raven would be kind of more like intense, kind of rip people to shreds with her demonic powers. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. Fifth overall pick, I'm going Constantine. Because I also
Ooh.
want something from the underbellies, of the spirit realm. So now I got you covered.
Yeah. But hey, will my villains take out your superheroes?
I don't know.
I have Brainiac, Darkseid, Gorilla Grodd, Ra's al Ghul.
If I can
Versus
get
your
rid of,
heroes.
if I can get rid of Ra's al Ghul first, I feel like I
think
win
so?
that battle.
I mean, Batman's defeated him once before.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like if I get
so-
rid of Ra's al Ghul, I win that battle.
Yeah. What about the superheroes though? I don't think your villains are taking my superhero. I don't know. With your Reverse Flash, I feel like it's a very hard hitting team on both ends.
Reverse Flash versus the Flash
Dr. Manhattan, I think is
versus Lex
Whew.
Luthor. I mean, that's pitiful. Lex Luthor is just gonna be like in the corner crying, like, "No, please don't hurt me."
But I
I
think
don't
with my
know.
villains though as well, like Gorilla Grodd, mind controlling,
The
Brainiac,
mind control. I'm gonna ca-
mind control.
I'm gonna concede this battle. I feel like I feel like you have drafted the superior teams.
Let's go. All right. And so like
Adam won, Zags nothing. Congratulations,
Dave
good
nothing.
sir. Dave nothing. Congratulations, good sir.
All right. Well, let us know in the comments below what you guys think and what does your superhero team look like as well. But that is my
Please-
solid picks. Yeah.
Please be gentle. Please be gentle in the comments. I know how horrible this team is.
All right. So I mean, that can kind of take us into our next spot of. So we built our super team, and there's a super team game coming out: Suicide Squad, Killing Justice.
Super villain team. Well, depending on how
Supervillain
you
team.
want to look at it.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so I feel like that's kind of a good place to start. That
Yeah,
kind
man.
of brings us into our Suicide Squad, Killing Justice League game.
You're super excited about this game, so I'm curious to get your opinion on this.
All right, we're gonna take it back. I was super excited about this game. Here we are, like crapping on our hype of our movies and TV shows and video games, but no. So I am excited about this game. There are some huge concerns that a lot of people in the community have also stated, but it's a game that's created by the Rocksteady who made the Arkham series, right? So like you would think this would be like a sweet game, like kind of tailored towards that again.
Yeah.
No, it is not. It's a loot and shoot game, which
Yeah.
I have been playing some loot and shoot games like The Division 2, which I
Yeah.
really enjoy. But I've watched the gameplay, which here, let's put the gameplay up in the back.
Yeah. Put the gameplay up.
Yeah.
'Cause
And
there's some very specific clips that I've seen in this gameplay that makes me I have a lot of
Wary?
questions. I have a lot of questions to say the least.
right. 1 second here.
Yeah, so honestly, when I was going into this, I did not realize it's going to be a loot and shoot. I thought it was going
Yeah.
to be just like Arkham, where it's,
Right.
story driven single player game, and that is not the case.
It is not the case
That is
whatsoever.
not the case whatsoever.
And this game has been in development since 2020. I think it was supposed to release last year. But they delayed it thinking
The Suicide Squad game was introduced in 2010. Do you know that?
I did not know that.
Okay,
That
so
is
at
crazy.
the end of Arkham, what was the last Arkham? The one that WB did? Was that Arkham
Which one was it?
Asylum?
Night. Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight, right? Okay, so at the
Yeah.
end of Arkham Knight, just like we were talking about with the movies, that was the post credits. You beat the game,
Interesting.
and it was a hint at a Suicide Squad game that was coming.
Hmm.
Now,
Interesting.
fast forward 12 years later, I mean, it's a totally different idea, and it's been delayed. I don't even know how many times.
A few times.
Yeah, a few
And I
times.
think that the rumor is that they're going to delay it again. So,
Yes.
excuse me. It was supposed to come out next month, May 26th. So it's coming up in less than like a month and a half.
Yeah.
And the rumor is that they're going to delay it again. So
Yeah. And everything that
Um,
I've seen, honestly, I feel like they're not being very truthful on how long this is going to get delayed for. They're making it seem like it's going to be a few months for quote unquote polishing. But I would not
Right.
be surprised to see this game not release until, like 2024.
yeah, I think there's just a lot of things that they could have done right, but I don't know, man.
It
It
just-
looks like,
It doesn't even look intriguing, right?
to me, I will say I give a lot of games the benefit of the doubt, and I think
Yeah.
you've seen that with me because
Yeah.
not Arkham Knight, Gotham Knights. I was super excited about. We both
Yeah.
know that kind of flopped on us.
Yeah.
What was the Saints Row? I stayed
Saints
up all
Row.
night waiting for that game and
know.
to be just completely destroyed.
I
and
felt so bad, dude. I wanted you to like
Yeah.
Saints Row so bad.
I like played it quite a bit of hours, and then at one night I was like, you know what, I'm done with this.
I mean,
Um,
at some point, it's just too janky to be able to do anything.
Yeah, right. But like, if you're looking at the gameplay, it's like, it's too Crackdown-esque. Do you ever play those games?
This is Fortnite without building.
I don't think it's that far.
I mean, honestly, like coming from somebody. So like, as you guys know, I'm not like the biggest FPS. Like,
Right.
I'm not the biggest FPS guy. So I don't notice like the what FPS gamers notice as like big differences are really minute differences to me, and all I can see is this is Fortnite without building. That's
Right.
all I can see.
I think what saves this game is if the storyline is very good. You know what I mean? Like the story's got to be really good. I don't think the gameplay is gonna win it. I think a big issue is like they have battle passes. You know what I mean? They're adding all this extra stuff to
Well, yeah, they got to
Just-
recoup their money.
right, and I
Yeah,
don't
this-
think. And like the character lineup, I think is really cool. Like Killer Shark or King Shark. We got
King
like,
Shark's dope.
Boomerang, Deadshot. Like those are all Harley Quinn. Even like those are like a solid. Maybe not Boomerang. That's not my first choice of a sick villain, but like
Yeah.
I just don't know. The gameplay, it looks very not refreshed. You know what I mean? It feels like
this-
it's kind of
So to have a studio like Rocksteady to like build this just amazing like fighting engine that was used in Arkham, and then to totally just, it seems like they totally just gone away from it,
yeah.
and I just don't understand why.
And that kind of brings us back to like, why fix what's broken? Why don't you just stick with what people like? Like,
Right.
you know what I mean?
And this
I
is
feel
what
like
I
this could have
hated.
been.
I hated
Yeah,
this
well-
part, especially with Harley swinging around with like the Spider-Man moveset. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
is this like this?
I just think it's not gonna perceive as well as what
Yeah.
I originally anticipated. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more grounded. I feel like if the game was more grounded, like fighting based, I bet it would have been much different. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Rather
That's-
than
That's what I was expecting. I was expecting,
right, yeah, especially from
like-
Rocksteady.
Yeah.
Although one thing that I think you're gonna be excited about is the same Batman like voiceover. He's the same guy, Kevin Conroy.
Kevin Conroy, my boy.
Yeah.
Kevin
Although
Conroy.
they must have had all his voice lines recorded because like he passed away unfortunately. But we'll see. We'll see. He's
he
in
did
the
pass
game.
away.
Yeah. So
I don't know if, they,
Um,
like you said, I don't know if they just recorded his voice prior or if they're just using clips of things that he's actually already said as Batman. But
Right.
but we'll see. I don't know.
we'll see. I'm gonna
I
get
think
it.
this.
I'm gonna play it. I think partially why I'm gonna get it and play it is like I'm a huge fan of the loot and shoot right now, only because I have been playing a bunch of the Division 2.
Yeah.
But I think what saves this game is the story. And if the story's bad, I don't know. And I also
I
think,
think-
like there's too many co-op games. If this is like, I do like though you can play with AI as your partners, which is cool, and I think you can switch in between the two or like all four characters.
Yeah.
But I just think that just like Harley Quinn can use a large machine gun, you know what I mean, and King Shark he can use whatever weapon. I feel like that's just too much. You know what I mean?
And also how responsive is the AI? I mean, is
Right.
the AI going to be like an actual benefit, or is it going to be like most situations where your AI is just a deterrent and really offers
Just
no
gets
help?
in the way. Yeah. and
Yeah,
you're
basically
dying a
just
bunch of
gets in the
times.
way, and you're
So
like,
you have to bring people in anyway. Yeah.
yeah. Because if
So.
it's more of that type of situation, like I think that's why Arkham was so great. It was just because you're playing solo Batman, just kind of doing your own thing, with like no real need for any type of support, quote unquote, like co-op support from anybody. So
Right.
I think this
It's
is
kinda-
a game that I'm more or less gonna watch you play, and see how it goes.
Right. And is this the Marvel's Avengers of DC? That
I
video
mean,
game?
it could be. It very well could be. There's no secret. I was not a super big fan of the
And
Avengers
you played that all the
game.
way through.
I
You
did.
beat
I
that
played it all the way through. Yeah, I really
And
did.
that was the first. It's funny. That was the first like stream of yours. Like that's how I met you. I
Yeah.
came into your Marvel's Avengers stream, and that's like how you and I met like 2.5 years ago. At this point, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But I don't know. I hope it's a good game. It's not like I said. It's not anything like I expected. But who knows? Who knows? Maybe the delay will refine some stuff. Maybe tone it back. It's too much. It's too much like up in the air with it. But I will play. I'll probably put some good hours into it just because I like the loot and shoot idea. I've been really enjoying that. A lot of grinding in those games, but I like it.
It's definitely gonna be a game where I'm gonna let you take the bullet. I'm
All right, all
gonna
right.
let you buy it, and I'm gonna hang out and watch you play it and see what I think.
That works. That works.
No.
But well, and then kind of with the Marvel's Avengers, the next game they brought into it was the Guardians of the Galaxy game. Do you ever play that?
I did not play Guardians.
You should. That is a one that I think completely flipped like the switch in terms of like the Marvel games. I thought it was pretty good compared to Marvel's Avengers. Like is a four. You can be four different. Or no, sorry, you play as Star-Lord, and you have the team helping you. So you have Gamora, Drax, and Rocket, and you like use them to use their special abilities. They fight opponents, enemies, and I thought that was the storyline was really cool. It had some puzzle aspects to it, and I feel like that's kind of where this should have went. Like
Like that
should have
same
went that
vibe.
route.
Yeah.
Yeah, it should have went that route rather than this crackdown Marvel's Avenger-esque kind of game.
And how much do you think the failure of Gotham Knights kind of led to this, right?
Well, this was being way before, and Gotham Knights was a different producer or game developer.
Right, but do you think like them seeing like the level of disdain for that video game kind of made them rethink certain things
How
that
they
they
would
had
do
going
it. Yeah,
on?
I guess maybe.
Yeah. Because these
Interesting.
games, like, I hate to say it, these games need Batman. Like, they really do. They like, we both experienced the same thing with Gotham Knights. It just was like, it just wasn't interesting. Like, these games just need Batman as a character. And
I don't know if they need Batman so much rather than just like the same like script. Like, don't change anything that's working. You know what I mean? Like the same flow of the game and the same. I think that's the issue. Is like maybe not so much you need Batman, but I think you need the foundation of what Batman and Arkham has had to have a solid game. Whereas this one, it's completely new. I don't think it's in their wheelhouse, and they're gonna realize that when it comes out. Maybe May 26th, maybe who knows from there, but I am gonna
May
get
26, 2024.
Yeah, another year. But like kind of speaking of Guardians of the Galaxy game, that's what's coming up. That
the
movie.
new movie's coming.
Yeah.
Do you have the trailer?
I do have the trailer.
Alright,
Let's pull that puppy up.
Yeah, let's
You
throw
haven't
that
watched much
puppy
of
up.
All right,
Yeah, this is the trailer that I watched. Okay.
Okay, cool. So it's the more recent one, I believe. I think there might be one other one to say get your tickets on Monday, which I think it says that in this as well. But so yeah, let's take a look.
I do love this intro.
Yeah.
Think?
The song choice was spot on too.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, the song choice makes it.
And I think that's part of like why Guardians has succeeded so well is like just the sound design, like the music they pick. I think it's just so good.
Yeah.
I feel like with Marvel though, some of these things that the movies that people are watching is they're starting to get tired. I mean, they're
So
the
let me
same kind of
ask you
thing.
this, because you know the Guardians of the Galaxy franchise a lot better than I do. Do you think this is the end?
I don't know. Or do they introduce more characters? Like, I don't think they're gonna finish them off, or this is the final movie. Who knows what they're gonna do? They'll probably bring them to some team up another time or some cameos. But I think this is gonna be out of the more recent video game or movies that have been out. I think this is gonna be one of the better ones. I did not really care for Love and Thunder too much by Thor. Quantumania had some terrible reviews. Hopefully this is something different. Again, we're kind of bashing on our like the stuff that we like, but it's like things are.
Guys, I promise we do like stuff.
Yeah.
We really do like stuff.
But I don't know. I think it looks good. I feel like the combat, but I guess the focus is going to be kind of on Rocket's past.
Yes.
I think that's kind of what it's going with, right? So
Yeah, I think that's the storyline they're going for,
Yeah.
and also, they really do hint to like. And again, I don't know how much of it is noise, but the trailer really pushes like this is the end, the final. Like they just keep hammering home the final fight.
Right.
I'm curious to see like, are they really gonna keep it at a trilogy?
right, right. Which I feel like maybe they should, because I feel like
Maybe they should.
everything comes in threes, and sometimes the best come in threes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes
So
the
maybe this
best.
can be the best. So
But yeah, man, good stuff. Guys, thank you so much for listening. If you made it this far, we really, really do appreciate it. We'll be putting out an episode once a week. So I hope to see you guys again. Thank you guys so much. Adam, you got anything for him?
Yeah, I would say, and if you enjoy our content, want to see a little bit more of the highlights and everything, make sure to check us out on all social media platforms at Let's Talk Nerdy Podcast.
Awesome. Love you guys. Thank you so much.
Love you too. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Peace out, Girl Scouts.